What is good, everybody? Good evening and also good morning to those who are across the pond and all over the world. It is your boy, Man Like Will, back again for another Copa along, and it is an interesting matchup we have here for Paraguay as they take on Brazil. And this game, it is live over in Las Vegas with its newly, state of the art stadium, the Allianz Stadium. And we do have here, we are about 3 minutes in, and nothing has really have popped off yet, as both teams are still starting to really feel the game. You know what I mean? And this usually does take some time, as most games are. But let's get into the starting 11 for both the Selección Brasileño and, of course, we have the Selección Paraguayan. So let's start with Brazil. We do have Alisson, who is now going to be in between the posts, representing Liverpool. We do have Danilo representing Juventus. We do have Marquinhos of Paris Saint-Germain. We have Eder Militao of Real Madrid. We do have Wendell. I honestly don't know where he plays. Jose Gomez. I don't know where he plays either. Let's actually find out where these guys go at. Because I wouldn't be actually a good host, and if I don't know where, when we're doing my actual due diligence. Wendell plays over in Porto. Excuse me. Man, it's just a late night. And then we have João Gomez. Well, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Interestingly enough, I'll probably seeing him over here over in Florida. There's a matchup between and Wolves. I believe they take on West Ham. Those who are in the Fort Lauderdale area, they will be taking him on, or I believe in Jacksonville, Wolves have a preseason game. Going further on with the starting lineup for Brazil, we do have Bruno Guimaraes, Lucas Paqueta, Savinho, Vinicius Jr., and we also have Rodrigo. And this is who Dorvial Jr. has selected for his starting 11. And we go over to the Selección Paraguayo, getting a quick view of Neymar, who is in the crowd. As we saw, Neymar has been all over the place with this team. He's been following these Selección for sure since the start of the tournament. Really a lot of controversy as to whether or not this team is capable of achieving good things with this generation of players, but we'll get to that in just a second. But looking over at this Paraguayan team, we do have Moringo in between the posts, Velasquez playing at right back, paired up with Balbuena, Alderente, Espinosa as well. We do have Villasanti partnered in a trio with Cubas as well as Bobadilla. And the trio up front is comprised of Miguel Almiron, as well as Enciso of Brighton, and we do have Ars. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I believe his first name's Alex, so Alex Ars will be playing up front. So yeah, it should be interesting. You know what I mean? The young forward, I'm sorry, not that young. He's pretty much older than me. I should say 29 years old, playing over in Kyoto, which is over in the Ecuadorian league. So we'll see how these combatants do take on Brazil. Brazil are considered the heavy favorites for this tournament naturally. No matter which Brazilian team it is, it could be the poorest of the poor or the best of the best. They will always be considered the favorites because of reputation, which obviously makes sense. But here we are. We let's see. Let me see. Do you want to take a look at the live standings for this particular group? Again, Group D is going to look very interesting as we take a look. Colombia, we're gonna play. We're playing earlier. Let's just take a look at that game, how it finished. Colombia did win 3-0. Luis Diaz scored a penalty, and David Sanchez scored double. I am actually surprised by that. Wow. So as it stands, if we can get a good look at this, let me just go ahead and share my screen for everyone here. If everyone can smash a like here on the stream, if you like the content, and then please support the channel. I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, this is what the live standings are in for Group D. Colombia, as it stands, with them comfortably getting the victory over Los Ticos, 3-0. They are sitting top of the group. Now, it's Brazil. If they were to get 4 points, yes, they can obviously they can match up with points, but I think we'll be down to goal difference. La selección brasileña, or I should say the Seleção, I can't lie, it hasn't really been looking as good as one might think. They did drew to Costa Rica, which is actually one of the biggest surprises of this tournament so far. And also, going into the tournament, they did pick up a draw against us, the United States of America. So definitely a lot of questions going into this tournament. Was this does the coach did the coach make the right call? Is he the right one for the job? A lot of Brazilians have been saying that give the keys over to Don Carlito Ancelotti, who has been heavily linked, and some say that is even a done deal. Some that are claiming that it's pretty much confirmed that he will be taking over the managerial role as head coach for the Seleção for Brazil, and it'll be interesting to see if that were the case. So far, I'm showing that Paraguay are looking very good now. They're keeping up the tempo as much as they can. They're not intimidated by Brazil. You see here, they're just slowing the pace down. Here is Velasquez giving it back to the goalkeeper, Moringo, passing it over back to Espinosa. Espinosa returns it. Goalkeeper gives it to Alderete. Here is Bobadilla over for Cubas. Cubas over to Balbuena. He could try to long pass it or could switch flanks, and he comfortably gets into the midfield. And you see there's a lot of open spaces for Paraguay. And there's some good football I'm seeing here from the Paraguayans. Oh, okay. And I believe that was Gomez, who was trying to go for a slide challenge, trying to feed in. I believe that was Bruno trying to feed a pass over to Vinicius Jr. and Vinny couldn't quite get to him. Adarate really just got a few hands on him, or I should say, was a few steps ahead of him, I should say. Now it's Brazil's turn with the ball. Here's Militao for Danilo. Back to Militao again, looking for Bruno. Militao looking to push forward, and he does. And I don't know what Militao was trying to do there. Maybe he was trying to be clever and maybe trying to chip the ball. Trying to chip the ball over the Paraguayan back four, but I don't think Savio really had the facilities to kind of see the play. Taking a look at this one more time, you saw what he was trying to do there. Danilo, he was trying to chip the ball. Savinho was making couldn't really quite read the play, and oh my days, Almiron really took a huge hit from that attempted chip from Danilo. And Almiron is down, at least momentarily. He's feeling his neck. It looks like it is It appears to bother Amiron severely. Medical staff is going to be tending to him. Maybe just a little. Maybe he was just gasping for air momentarily. I think he'll be coming back on though. Nothing too severe for him. But at least for the moment, Paraguay will be playing for 10. Will be playing with 10 men. Ball in. Brazil have recovered possession. Vinicius Jr. with a touch and intercepted brilliantly by Paraguay, and the counterattack is on. And get stopped here. Biasanti now. This is a great run. This is a great run again. But again, Brazilian midfield kind of shutting down any possible space. And you know what? You have to credit them. Going for a long shot and goal. Oh my days, what a save. Long distance shot. What a shot that, wow. You know what? Bobadilla went for it all from I think at least from 35 yards out. It did take a bit of a deflection from I want to say from one of the Brazilian players. It nearly went in, but Alisson made an incredible save there. And it will be a corner for the Paraguayans. Quickly taken here from Miguel Almiron, or by Miguel Almiron, excuse me. Good touch here. And I spoke too soon. A hard of a touch, I should say. And it will be a goal kick for Brazil. We'll see this again here. What a great shot. It took a deflection from took the attempt deflection by of Militao. Bobadilla again. It could have went in though, even without that deflection. That was pure power. Great technique. Fair play to him, and that's actually a warning shot because Paraguay have been playing credit to them. They've been playing pretty well, and here they come again. Amiron here on the far side. Ole! Wow, great start and challenge from Danilo. Completely shuts down that counterattack from Paraguay, but not so much here. Here is Incisio again of Brighton. Still, referee says play on. And the referee shuts it down again, and what appears to be a foul against Espinosa. Matias Espinosa, only 26 years of age. He has been he does play for Libertad. But it's been loaned out to a few clubs. And perhaps for further development. Some that are in the second, some that are in the second division. Currently, his team is in the team that he's playing for at the moment is in the second division for Club General Diaz Football Club. It's currently in fifth, or finished fifth in the second division of the football league in Paraguay. But credit to him, though, he still manages to get a call up to the national squad. And here's Vinicius Jr. again on the counter, and gets completely shut down there by Matias Espinosa. And again, Vinicius Jr. is just trying to have the fans hype up, just trying to have the fans show a little bit more support. And you have to think Vinicius is trying to get as much Brazilian support as he can, because no matter what it is, I think This team needs all the support that they can, whether it's the media or even legends of who once wore those proud yellow and green colors. It seems that it's kind of funny. You would think that no matter no matter like I said earlier, no matter what Brazilian team that you're gonna get, it could be the poorest of the poor or the best of the best. They will always be darlings, and they will always be viewed rather positively, Brazil. But it's just rather interesting that when you have the legends such as Ronaldinho who comes out and gives his 2 cents, rather pretty much negative 2 cents on this current selection of a Brazilian crop, on this crop of Brazilian talent, I should say, and whom the majority of these players, one would definitely would say, grew up watching and idolizing Ronaldinho, and pretty much crapped all over them, is kind of demoralizing. And then you have some of the fans as well who voiced their opinions about this team, who pretty much are saying, you know what, this team doesn't have the mental capacity to really do the big one. Some are blaming one player in particular who was in the audience, who's not even in the team, and some who are blaming perhaps the coaching staff. Some are blaming the federation itself for not taking more chances and hiring a different coach to perhaps bring a different philosophy. But who knows? Paraguay now. Here is Balbuena. Balbuena gives it over to Velasquez. Velasquez pushes forward, looking to find Asensio, but again, couldn't quite get to him. And fair play though to Brazil. Marquinhos gives it to Edgar Militao. Militao finds it over to Danilo, who's wearing the captain's armband tonight, and finds Savio. Brilliant season that he had over at Girona. And Vinicius couldn't quite read the ball there. Here's Lucas Paqueta. A lot of rumors surrounding him. One, Pep Guardiola has rated him highly and could be perhaps he could be the potential quick fix into that midfield for Pep Guardiola's side next season. Imagine him wearing imagine him wearing sky blue next season for Guardiola. Here's Brazil again. No dice. Alarate again with a brilliant sliding challenge. Just completely shuts down Rodrigo as well as Savio, who are trying to get in behind Balbuena as well. And fair play to him for just noticing and just reading those plays. Here's Vinicius Jr. Ooh, definitely a foul. I think Vinny also acknowledges that as well. Interesting. Interesting game so far, ladies and gentlemen. So far, it's one of them ones, isn't it? It's one of them games that really haven't. Ooh. It's one of them games that it may take a minute to really pop off, honestly. And so far, I think Brazil. I think right now in the opening 20 minutes, if I had to pick between who's been the superior side in the first 20 minutes, I would say it's been roughly even so far. You can't really pick on who's been better. I think defensively, I would say Paraguay have been doing pretty good for themselves compared to Brazil. I think Marquinhos. Um, who else does he have in the back line? I think who was he partner up with? Militao. I think Marquinhos has been a bit shaky at the back. And it's they're just a little too loose with the ball. It's almost as if Joao Gomez and Militao don't really, or Marquinhos don't really, are not on the same wavelength. Um, so they may need to get their head on straight if they do want to have some consistency and maybe win this game, because they certainly need to if they want to get on to the next round. And what is up with my stream here? There we go. Here's the Brazilian national team. Great ball. He's through. Vinicius now. Brilliant pass there. Believed to be by Joao Gomez and Vinicius again. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I believe that was Rodrigo. And he gets caught. And we're seeing here there's some statistics. It's been rough. It's been rough here. Well, I shouldn't say rough. It has been a bit of it's been pretty much even in terms of the possession. I believe it was 65 to 53 going Paraguay's way, and it definitely makes sense. Ooh, kind of playing Russian roulette there was I believe Balbuena, because you can see that Vinicius Jr. is applying a lot more press than Rodrigo was. And there's a foul call there against one of the Brazilians there. Just try to get that. I believe it's against Joao Gomez again. It's a rough slide challenge, and then it was against Cubas. Obviously, he was getting a touch on the ball, a little bit of studs that were up, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was worth the trouble. Nothing more maybe than like a warning. Great touch from Villasanti again. And Paraguay are trying to come up with something there. They just the final third. They just really just they can't come up with anything. They're doing well when it comes to their build-up, but it's just in their final play. It's just been a little poor. Here's Vinicius Jr. now. He has two men on top of him. Pause. And he gets caught, and it will be a corner awarded to the Brazilians. Quickly taken. Here's Vinicius again, going for a corner. Going for a cross and trying to find Rodrigo, going for maybe a potential curler. Savio, and gets caught. And no dies, and the counterattack is on here for Paraguay, trying to pass it back. And it will be the play. I'm sorry, the game has stopped. It will be a foul. Referee says it will be against Brazil. We'll see this again here. Rodrigo gives the ball away, and I believe it was Bruno who kind of sticks his foot out, and there's a harsh foul there from Bruno. I wouldn't have stopped the play. I'll be honest. I think I would have let the game go on. I think the referee's kind of taking the piss there. I'll be honest. Man was sticking his foot out there against Miguel Almiron, but here we are. But here's Paraguay again. Good touch here from Bobadilla. Here's Insencio trying to cut inside. Gets caught there. Going for a chance on goal. And Bobadilla again. He gets caught. It is him versus Alisson. I have yet to see anything from Alex Ars. And here's Vinicius on the other end. He gets past one. Trying to find Joao Gomez. I'm sorry. Yeah, trying to find Gomez and gets caught. Hey, wait a minute. What the? What's this? The referee! Oh my days! The referee has called for a penalty. It appears. Yes, the referee has called for a penalty in the 29th minute. It is for a handball, and we have to see this again. Let's see. It was Bruno Guimaraes again. Well, okay, that was the earliest shot. Yeah. Ah, man. This is basically Jamaica all over again, bro. It really is, because now it was against Cuba's, but are they going to go to VAR, or is this a straight? No. The ref has called for a straight decision. It will not be relooked by VAR, which I think is a bit controversial. I think he should have gone to VAR for this one. Because, again, but it will be a penalty. Man, if only I'm pretty sure that they're going to show a replay of this, but it will be Lucas Paquetá who will take the penalty here. Can Moringo save this and keep Paraguay at a stalemate? Paquetá steps up. Paquetá. He stutters. He saved it. It's saved. It is saved. Oh my days. How? He saved it. Moringo, take a bow, son. They bottled it. Nah, oh wait. Nah. We gotta see this again. He may have overpowered it. No, actually he didn't save it. That was probably the worst. No, it was a terrible shot. What kind of penalty was that, Bruno? Was that, Lucas? And the Brazilians are in shock. They can't believe it. I can't believe it. And Las Vegas is in silence, except for the few Paraguayans that are in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are just joining us, Brazil were given a penalty for a supposed handball. I wish they can show the replay again, but still. But in any event, Lucas Paquetá was he volunteered, or I guess was selected to take the penalty. And from I guess if you're watching this at home, you would see that it looked like Paquetá's attempt at penalty, it was saved, but in reality, it was a poor, absolutely piss poor shot. And because of that, it remains 0-0 here as we enter 33 minutes. I'm still, wow. Paraguay now, they are still alive. They must. They absolutely must. Nah, Paqueta, you no, you are a fraud for that. That is you're gonna get rushed, son. Okay, here we go. The penalty again. That was a terrible that's a terrible penalty, bro. Those Brazilians are absolutely PO'd right now, fam. No one can believe that. Dorival can't believe that, bro. It's absolutely peak. As it stands, it is still 0-0 between Brazil and, of course, Paraguay. Insanity. Absolutely insanity in Las Vegas. But Vinicius is trying to get back that goal opportunity here. And hey, Vinicius tries to whip it into the box. There was no, I believe Rodrigo, who it was the intended target. But again, the Paraguayan defense has been absolutely clutch. Fair play to them. And here they come again. Brazil, they have kind of stepped up a bit now since Bruno, since Paqueta has messed up the pen. When the chance here for Vinicius, it's in! Vinicius Jr. Vinicius has scored. It had to happen. It had to be Vinicius Jr. The Brazilians are relieved. They were like, you know what? Nah, forget that waste, man. I'll do this. And Paqueta, he's celebrating. He was like, listen, bro, I'm sorry. He was like, man, get off me, bro. I'm gonna take pens. I'm gonna do everything myself. Vinicius, he takes out one defender, two defenders, and then he gives it over to Bruno. The exchange between him and Rodrigo with a great pass. Absolutely. No, I'm sorry. That was actually Bruno. Excuse me. What a brilliant pass. It was one of those no-look passes. No, sorry, from Lucas. Man, I am absolutely butchering it. You know what? You guys I don't watch it on my monitor. I'm watching it here on my laptop. But Lucas Paqueta made up for it with the assist. And I think he should just stick to that. Just stick to doing assists. Don't do shots, fam. Let's just do that. Lead the scoring to Vinicius, and he will deliver. Right now, as it stands, Brazil are 1-0 in the 36th minute. Insane what we're witnessing, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this. I really can't. Absolutely insane. Now, can Brazil use this and just can continue this momentum going into halftime? Here's Vinicius again. Trying to switch up, and he does. Looking to find Lucas Paqueta, and he goes down. Referee's not having any of it. He does say play on, but the Paraguayan goes down. Danilo says now he doesn't want any of this, but the referee, hey, does find Enciso here on the far side. And now the game is starting to slow down just a bit for Paraguay. I meant to say, keep on thinking about Panama, man. Just yesterday got me vexed. Okay, yesterday really had got me vexed. So forgive me if I'm having PTSD sentence. Over the head top ball here, looking to find Miguel Almiron here was Villasanti, but couldn't quite get to him. Here's Miguel Almiron again, one-on-one with, I believe to be, oh my days, who I would believe to be Savio, and he goes down. The ball has been kicked all the way past him and gets back to the Brazilian back line. Gets back to the Paraguayan back line, excuse me. Intercepted here by Wendell. Here's Marquinhos. I'm looking to find Vinicius Jr. He does. Vinny takes out one. And he goes down. And here's Cubas. Paraguay looking to really just, they're trying their best just to come up with a little something. But you have to credit, you really have to credit Militao and as well as Bruno trying to close down that space. Joao Gomez, I think he's going just a little bit further high up than really he needs to. But he's leaving that space so much open. Here is Incencio again. Ooh, ricochet! It looked like it was gonna go in. And Villasanti looked like he was sure that was gonna go in, but it will be a Paraguayan corner. And we'll see this again. And Ciso was just open right there on the far side, and that's a player you don't want to. He was gifted a great pass. That was a brilliant ball by the Brighton forward. And again, I don't know how he wasn't able to finish his dinner, but we're seeing another look at this brilliant finish here from Vinicius Jr. Balbuena couldn't get to him. No answers. And it's just, it's a long day for Paraguay when it comes to Vinicius Jr. because so far he's just been the man. He's just been a thorn in Paraguay's backside. But here's Paraguay again. Almiron couldn't quite do anything on the left hand. I think one of the issue is when it comes to Miguel Almiron. I want to ask anyone who's in the chat or some who are just maybe popping through is that when it comes to Almiron, if he's been, you know, even I mean, I rate Almiron in it, and I feel like he is a great player, but he's one of those guys. Do you feel like he's one of them guys who just kind of, hey, wait a minute, they're going on to VAR. I don't know why they're going to VAR for some reason. Okay, no, wait, no, okay, that's just a replay. Some were chanting for offside in the placement for one of the Brazilians, but I was saying for when it comes to Almiron, do you feel like he does have he has a bit of pace, he's a bit techy, maybe too techy for when he doesn't really need to be. But do you think, do some people think that when it comes to Miguel Almiron, he kind of takes this whole thing of, I put in the Premier League, so I deserve a bit of respect a little too seriously? I feel like he's one of those players that, yeah, he's okay, but okay, a shot. Oh my God! Who shot that? Was that? I cannot see this. Yo, who's the camera guy for this? Absolute crackhead this was. Great touch here from Vinicius Jr. again. Vinny takes out one, he takes out two, he could finish it here, and great save by Moringo, but couldn't do anything there. And it had to be him. It is Savio who makes it 2-0 for the Seleção. They were just knocking on the door completely knocking on their door. It was Brazil. Paraguay, they tried their best. They had their chances, to be fair to them, and you know what? Their kid does look sick. But I ain't gonna. But listen, if we're looking at this here, Bruno finds Paqueta, looking to find Gomez, and over the top ball goes down. Vinicius was going for a shot, and then right there you did see Savio. I'm sorry, Rodrigo. He goes for the shot. He does a shimmy, and then Savio he was just there on the scene doing one thing. Hey, just goes for a simple tap in. It's simple and it works. And it's a 2-0 comfortable lead for the Brazilians at this current moment. I'll be honest, it's not the most. Wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe we spoke too soon. The referee, there's a shot at the referee. It could be this maybe going to VAR potentially, as there is a goal check. Streets are saying that it could be going to VAR for a potential offside. And no. The goal has VAR has checked it, and it has been confirmed. The goal does stand, and it does remain. Cheeto dust. Some Cheeto dust flying in your camera, bro. Say what now? I don't get it. But it is. Shout out to the man them for sure. But those who just join us, updated score. It is 2-0 to Brazil. Savio has scored and made it a comfortable lead for the Seleção. And this is what Brazil kind of need. It hasn't been beautiful football. I can tell you this much from them. I've seen better performances from them, but in this, in a way, they need a victory. And here they come again. Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. Here's Vinny again doing some Samba. Oh my days! A little bit of he crushed into him. Referee. Oh wait a minute. So a little bit. Hey, listen, a little bit of violence there on the touchline. Couple Brazilian. I think. I believe Wendell is losing his bit of composure. And what I believe to be Velasquez as well. And the referee is trying to consult, captains of both teams of saying, hey, listen, control your men. They're a great piece of skill there by Vinicius. And yeah, he completely rushed him there, Cuba. Completely rushed him there. Bobadilla just ran into him. Yellow card has been given. And Wendell gets a yellow card as well. And now there's another fight. We have a Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, in the pitch. Goalkeepers are trying to instigate. Danilo is trying to break up this whole thing. He's trying to consult Villasanti. Moringo is trying to tell this referee to get a control of it. It appears that Moringo, and he's giving he did give Alisson a dirty look here. Um, that's what I'm seeing here because he did both of them did give eye contact. Moringo did point at Becker. So I'm assuming that's how it began, but we can't confirm that. And there's confirmation that Fabian Balbuena did receive a yellow card, as well as Wendell, who also received a yellow card for their earlier exchange at the touchline. But things are getting heated up. These are really heating up here between Brazil and Paraguay. Vinicius Jr. is just telling the referee that both these teams can get the sin bin. It's all about him. Fair enough. Okay, so that's how it was. Lucas Paquetá intervened as well. Amiron trying to get into the mix as well. Paquetá really was trying to fight it off here. Danilo had him in a bit of a headlock. Did have Villasanti in a bit of a headlock, bro. That's not allowed. He should have gotten a yellow card. How kind of escaped that is kind of crazy. I can't lie to you. Oh my days! How is that a goal? And it's put to bed in the first half. How is that put to bed? How is that a goal? I will never know. And just the nerves got to, and just it is just the pressure of the earlier exchange as well. That has to be a factor. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, Ararate, terrible, absolutely abysmal giveaway allows Vinicius to get his second goal. We'll see this. Watch this quote unquote clearance. Tries to give it. He takes too much time. He was trying to give the ball away, but again, he takes so long to clear the ball away. Moringo couldn't believe what he was seeing. Harsh touch. Vinicius right behind him. Rodrigo towards his left. How? That was just there. That was an open door for him to score. Unbelievable. And he knows it too. He knows it too that he messed up. And it is 3-0. It is safe to say that well, we can't really assume anything, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it is. Listen, anything can happen in any match, but my days, this is basically what Brazil needed. They said Shao needed this this type of scoreline. And while it hasn't been the most prettiest of football, it's definitely been it's definitely more aggressive, not the Samba filled game that we've been seeing. The only one who's been delivering more of the Samba feel has been mostly Vinicius Jr. But I can tell you this Brazil team can do a lot and more capable than just that. And you see just a circle of Paraguayan players around the official as well as the second official. Well, the linesmen are just trying to explain on what's been going on with some of the decisions, including the yellow card as well as the penalty. But what is there to say? It has been an interesting game. I will say that much. Brazil have a comfortable 3-0 lead. And I will update the scoreboard right now. That is if I can, of course. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you like to give me your thoughts on the game, like I said, it's been an interesting game. 3-0 at the half. Exactly what that is the dang that and I thought I was fat, but dang, that guy made me feel a lot better about myself. Hey, that guy's gut was hanging out, fam. Jeez. Anyway, but yeah, what is there really to say? I think I'm gonna give a quick analysis. The Brazilians, I think they've again. This hasn't been the most brilliant of football. I can honestly say, but again, you have in these type of scenarios when you're playing in Copa America again, when you have to have some sort of shaky, you have to have a forced result. You have to play dirty football, and there's no doubt about it. Brazil, they've been playing. Probably this has been the worst football I've seen Brazil play in a minute. Um, I think that third goal was the worst goal that they have conceded, and I do agree, Realist. Shout out to you. Um, in the chat, please subscribe to my man Realist United. Great content. He does Euro watch alongs. He's also a huge United fan. He does great content, around Manchester United. So please give him a like and a subscribe as well. Good guy. But I do agree that was a terrible way to really concede. Vinicius getting his second goal tonight. So yeah, it's a bit mad. Paquetá, I think it could have been 4 if Paquetá didn't bottle that terrible penalty, that penalty. I've expected much more. Or question was, why was Paquetá even there to take the penalty? I'll never know. I think Vinicius, or maybe I'll even accept Rodrigo to take the penalty. Paquetá doing it, I think, is kind of crazy. But here we are. Changes at halftime. I honestly don't care because I could care less about either one of these nations because again, I am not Brazilian. I don't have any allegiance to Brazil. I do like a few players from Brazil, also from Paraguay. But if let's see, I know I have but if you had to pick from the selection from the Seleção, what player could be a potential I guess game changer? It really, at this point, you don't really need a game changer at this point, considering that you are 3-0 up. I don't really anticipate the coach really doing anything of the sort to kind of changing this team, unless he really needs to, which I just don't see it. For me, looking at maybe like towards the end, I wouldn't be surprised if Vinicius does get a hat trick in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. Just looking at what they have to offer, you do have Jan Couto. I thought Jan Couto could make an appearance in here. Maybe take out Danilo at the end. Give the armband to someone, and he might come out. Maybe give Couto a few minutes. Ondrick, I wouldn't be surprised if he does make an appearance. I would like to see him make an appearance, actually. I would like to see Gabriel get some minutes in here because I think Marquinhos hasn't really been. I think Marquinhos and Militao, they've been kind of shaky at the back when at the times that's because at the times that whatchamacallit, at the times that Paraguay does get their heads together and they do want to attack and they do want to penetrate Brazil, no Diddy, it does get like Gabriel, I'm sorry, Marquinhos and Militao, they just appear to not be on the same page at times. Militao does seem to kind of clean up Marquinhos' mess at points. And also when it comes to them on the ball, there seems to be a connection between him and between those two as well as Gomez, because he does appear to go higher up, thus having Bruno kind of step back, being more of a DM. So there needs to be a conversation to be had with those guys. I can't get past that goal. That's why the Euros is rated SMH. The one thing I'll say is this, yeah. The one thing okay. One thing I'll say is this though, realist. In football, games, I mean goals and crazy results do happen. You know what I mean? Most people thought that what Romania versus Ukraine was gonna be a snooze fest. And then look what happened. It turned out to be goal fest. You know? So here we are. No one thought that in this case, you have Brazil scoring the crappiest goal you can see. You have a yellow card. You have Royal Rumbles happening in the middle of the pitch. You're having red cards of guys doing super kicks in the middle of the pitch. You have controversial VAR penalties and junk like that. For like what the past few games so far in this tournament. So I think the Copa America so far has been entertaining. I will say, at least for these past few games that I've been seeing. So I will give Copa America respect for that. But the Euros, I do listen. I mess with the Euros as well, but I think T is kind of moving mad saying that the Euros is better than the World Cup. I think that's a bit crazy still, though. But again though, everyone who's in the who everyone who does watch the stream, in terms of who can be a game changer, I think for me, maybe down the like in the 70th minute, I would like to change Marquinhos, and then put in Gabriel, and then I would like to introduce Ondrick into the mix because I want to see how this kid really is. I've only seen him only maybe like a handful of times, in the game when he was, well, not international level, but more so with obviously with Palmeiras. So is one of them ones where I I want to see how, especially with this lead, how this kid will will adjust to this kind of team. Um, but yeah, here we are. But in any event, let's see. Stop sharing the screen. Get back to my normal layout because that's what we're going to need. But in any event, let's see here. If I can try to pull it up, that'd be great. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is I wanted to give you guys a quick update while we're here in intermission. A quick little update on the schedule for this weekend as far as streaming is concerned, and as well as just some content that is not streamed. We do have obviously what's going on right now, which is the Brazil versus Paraguay Copa along, and I also would like to formally announce that I will be doing some Euro alongs, some which is obviously a spin on the Copa America streams, but this time for the Euros. So definitely going to be interesting to watch. I'm looking forward to watch Italy versus Switzerland, and of course Germany versus Denmark. That's going to be some pretty good games. And of course we have Sunday with England versus Slovakia. That should be an interesting game if you're in English. If you're in an Englishman, that game is going to be peak. Especially obviously that game, if you're English, you're going to be anti Southgate, of course. But yeah, we shall see what Gareth Southgate will deliver on that game. Obviously, I will be doing a video covering something that's non-international football. That is a new series that I called "Is It Cap," which is essentially Arsenal transfer rumors, excuse me. And we'll be seeing basically just talking about the new rumors surrounding potential targets for Arsenal that could be coming into the club. So yeah, that should be interesting. And to wrap it up, we do have a Copa along, which is between Jamaica and Venezuela. Um, and I think I may have misspelled Venezuela. I put in Venezuela. Listen, I made this late at night, so maybe I'll cut myself some slack. But definitely also I will keep an eye on the Mexico Ecuador game. That's going to be pretty huge as well. That will also look into Group B as to how that's going to shape up. But yeah, that's going to be what the schedule is like. Please follow the channel on Twitter. That will keep you up to date with all what's happening with the Man Like Will channel. Also, subscribe if you haven't yet here on YouTube and also on Twitch. The first stream of the On Rotation didn't quite go as well as I thought it'd be, but listen, it's just the first episode, it's just the pilot. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the idea. Maybe look just do it a little bit better. And yeah, we'll definitely run it back as soon as possible. But that's just the idea of what's just been going down with the Man Like Will channel. But back to this game, what do I expect Paraguay to do? It's definitely it's going to be tough for them. I'll admit, because even though Brazil, even though they just that third goal is going to be devastating, but they can if they can try. Their build-up play has been decent. I can admit, you have to admit that, even if you're not Brazilian. But I would say um, their issue, I think, is just following through, because I think the only aside from Incisio, I believe there was only Bob. I think there was only what Bob. I keep on stuttering when I say this guy's name, Bobadilla, and then you have Miguel Amiron, who's really been the front three, really just those three attacking midfielders who just been trying desperately to knock on that Brazilian back line. And I haven't really seen much from Alex Arce. He hasn't been fed anything, and I think that's probably some of the issues that this team have. Maybe a change of tactics wouldn't hurt, but we shall see if a change of maybe perhaps a 4-3-3 can work to provide artists a better, maybe some better service. Maybe Amiron would stop and actually stop being so techy and just stop doing like the little tricks, and maybe provide some better service for the guy. But we shall see. God. But anyway, we have kicked off for the second half. Can Paraguay get one back at least? I would like to. I would hope so, just to make it just a tiny bit interesting, though. Realist, I would like for them to get something back, because Jesus Christ, man, getting a quick view of the young superstar, or could be potential superstar, Ondrik. And will be a free kick awarded to Paraguay. And since it looks like he fancies it, could be a hell of a way to get back one. And since what we saying, a lot of suspense here. Could be a shot, maybe. And it takes a deflection. It hits the wall. Excuse me. Terrible. All that for nothing. Still kept it in play brilliantly though from Paraguay. Here is Villasanti. Cubas looking to find Velasquez. He was again. Oh my days! They got one back! They got one back! Paraguay gets one back! And who else? They call him a villain. They called him a villain at halftime, and now he's a hero. Adarate. He swings one in. Omar Adarate from Getafe, fam. He gets one back. What a strike. Take a bow, son. What a goal. Bottom right corner. Alisson couldn't get to it. Pure power and pace. You love to see it. And Paraguay look like they have a pulse in. And it is 3-1. We have a game. Señoras y señores, hay partido. Hay partido. And here's Vinicius Jr., who's trying to ruin the festivities. Come on, man. And we'll see this again. What a great ball control, man. He just chases it down. Nobody trying to mark him. No one trying to put press on the guy. He had all the time in the world, and he absolutely buries it. Brilliantly done. Here's Paraguay again. Here is Velasquez. Here on the right-hand side here. Gets blocked away. And now Paraguay they seem to be in control despite being 2 goals down. They can still, if they do, that'd be huge. And now that Brazilian back line is looking just a bit too shaky. Here's a bit of Samba here from Brazil. And Rodrigo gets holy crap, what a shot. Oh my God, what a shot there from Instesio. Let's take a look at this again. He's at the edge of the box. Take a look at the swerve on that thing. Great goalkeeping there from Alisson and Paraguay. They just say, you know what, screw it. We're fighting for this, and they are. They're not going down without a fight. They're taking this to Brazil, man. And if Alisson, listen, if Vinicius had scored that, his stock would have rose right up. Going for a cross again was Matias Espinosa and couldn't quite get to it. We couldn't quite find anyone in the box there, to be fair. And now here comes Vinicius. Vinicius fighting off the world here. He's literally fighting off the world here. But Badia trying his best to keep the ball and goes down. Villasanti assists him with a clean sliding challenge. And Vinny Jr. knows that it's a bit peak for him still. What's going on? This is some brilliant play here. Brazil again gets declined. Absolutely declined here. And will be a sliding challenge. And Matias Espinosa may get a yellow card here for this. Again, between. No, it's actually for Villasanti. Villasanti has been kind of reckless with these challenges. First, it was to Vinicius Jr. and now it is over to over to Savio and when will this end for men? Brazil now with a free kick, quickly taken, and a foul call there again. And it is Villasante who appears to be the culprit again. That's his third foul. I don't think he was given a yellow card. He's still scot free. He is clean as a whistle. And will be Lucas Paquetá who will take this free kick. And look like he will lift this into the box. Or no, it could be Rodrigo who does fancy this as well. Trying to eye someone in the box. Or he could go for it from this distance. I mean, he can. I don't think he can. I don't think he has facilities for this. The little man, can he do this? I don't think he can do this. Here's Rodrigo. He steps up. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough for him. At least it was on target. Easy save for the goalkeeper, Moringo. It appears to be another incident surrounding the referee and Gomez of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Brazil are sniffing around something in the box. Here's Paraguay now. Counterattack is on. Here is Matias Espin. Here is Velasquez pushing forward. Incencio there on the far side. There is Cubas. Looking to find Alex Ares again. First time I've seen him play, or first time I've seen him actually so far in this game. He's really been a ghost so far. He's supposedly leading the line in this game. But similarly to who was playing more so on the flanks? Man, I need to get to maybe it'll jog my memory. Man, who was it that kept penetrating on the flanks? I'm trying to freaking remember. Wasn't the U.S.? I think it was. Yes, it was Panama. Yes, Panama. There we go. How can I remember that? How can I not? It's crazy. How can I forget that? Paraguay is playing similarly to how Panama was yesterday. They're attacking more so on the wings. And to their credit, it's working for them. Try and whip it into the box. But I think Brazil are wise enough to know that they close down a space as much as they can. We're in the 56th minute, ladies and gentlemen, and it is 3-1 going to the Seleção's way. And you know what? Looking at the standings, we have to see if Brazil will, with this current lineup. Well, I'm sorry, with this current score line, would they top the group? Because we have to also look at goal difference. And I believe it would be close, but Brazil would need 2 more goals in order for them to top the group if in this game. But luckily for them, they're this now the next game that they have is going to be a good. It's going to be a blockbuster. Brazil they take on Colombia, and that game is going to be a battle for first place. That's going to be a blockbuster game, and no doubt I will be doing a live watch along. It's going to be a phenomenal game, and I look forward to doing that. It's going to be unbelievable. I cannot wait to do a live watch along for that game. Here's Incensio looking for the corner. And he couldn't find anyone in the box again. And it was here's Villasante with a quick throw in. And here is Balbuena looking for Omar Alarante. You're seeing a statistic here. Both teams are actually 100% even in terms of total shots, and as well as the shots on target with 12 and 12 and 5 and 5. And which makes a whole lot of sense considering that both teams did basically just split even in terms of possession. So it is what it is. This game has been even despite what the score line says. Don't let it fool you. Paraguay, I think when it comes right down to it, they just let their emotions get the better of them. I think that's what it was. And because of that, they just let in probably two I think two pretty crappy goals. The last goal from Vinicius Jr. to get him his double, I thought was inexcusable. Poor defending, absolutely reckless and careless from Omar Adelante, but he made up for it. He made up for it so far by scoring one back, and hopefully they can get more as we enter the 60th minute. And right now, Brazil are just comfortable with having this much possession. Shifting down the midfield. Good ball. Oh, okay. Inadvertent backheel pass there from Vinicius Jr. Here's Matias Espinosa looking to find Villasante. Looking for Cubas. Switching over to the left lane to find Miguel Amiron. Plenty of options as you see there. You have Incensio who's asking for the ball as much as he wants, and he's a quality player. I mean, he could have one, even though last season was a little bit of a mixture. You know what I mean? If he were to leave Brighton, which I could see happening in the future, you know what I mean? Maybe under like a good manager. You see him under man, who can I think of? If you put him if he were to go to, I mean, I don't know about Serie A, man, because if he were to play under, Inzaghi, that'd be pretty cool. But if he's staying in England, you know what? He could actually cook for a team kind of like Palace. I could see that, Incensio from Brighton cooking at Palace would be interesting. Here's Brazil now. Rodrigo doing too much with the ball here. Good pass from Marquinhos. Trying to do an over the top ball. And Savio again doing a little too much with the ball. Lucas Paquetá. And now the Brazilians are trying to create a bit of space, like a little run there on the far side. Maybe for Vinicius to come to cut inside. Ole from believed to be Rodrigo. Ooh, harsh tackle there. Again on God damn it. Again on Villasanti. And what will be the ref's decision here? Because I'm seeing that the referee has pointed for a free kick, but we need to see what's going on here. Wait a minute. Don't tell me the ref is calling for a penalty. Savio went for the shot. Yes, Villasanti. No way. The ref, the question is this. Are they going for a penalty based on the handball? It bounced off the forearm. Yes, they are. Another penalty. This time it's based on the hand. It bounced off the forearm. I think it's a bit wild to call that a handball. I'm not gonna lie, because there's not really much. There's not intent in that. I can't lie. And I know if Joe Blackman were to watch this, he would be screaming to the heavens that is a handball. But Lucas Paquetá is stepping up. Maybe a chance at redemption. The goalkeeper and Paquetá are having an exchange of words. A little bit of trash talking there. And again, the Paraguayans are having are trying to consult with the referee as to how is this a penalty. Neymar is looking on and in the stands as we speak. Paquetá, can he redeem himself with this penalty? Can he redeem himself? The ball is pointed to the spot. Referee is checking on both Paquetá and Moringo. Moringo is on his line. Paquetá, the pressure is on him. The Brazilians at the Allianz Stadium are silent. Tension is rising. Can he finish? He stutters. It's in! Golazo! He knew that he would have been rushed if he were to ball it twice in one game. He made sure, he's praying to the heavens above. He is thankful that he has buried it. Well, I want to say buried it, but he's tapped it in. Wasn't the best of penalties, I'll be honest. But fair. But listen, it went in. He redeemed himself. Lucas Paquetá. I'll be honest, it should not be him taking penalties anymore. And Neymar is celebrating. He is relieved and happy about this whole situation. And here we are, 4-1 to Seleção Brasileña. And it pretty much is set in stone in the 66th minute, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are just joining us. There was a handball given to the Brazilian national team. And the referee, there was a ball that was bounced off. I believe to be who I believe to be Balbuena. That was the intended the ball that bounced off Balbuena's forearm, and the referee called this a penalty or a handball. And again, it kind of goes down to the handball scenario as to what will definitively make it a handball. It's a simple rule. If it bounces off the hand, then it's a handball. It can't make it too complicated than this. You don't really need equations and all that to really make it a handball. But again, when it comes to the game nowadays, I think with the introduction of VAR, handballs are getting a lot more complicated than what they really need to be, because where does I guess the region of where the handball call really supposed to start, yada yada yada, is their intent? That's where I guess the whole perversion, I guess for lack of a better term, of what a handball is and where a handball is and really is. I guess we just need the fine line of what could it be or not. We did see a few Brazilians that were on the bench getting warmed up. One of them, notably, is the young wonder kid that is Ondrick, who is touted to be the next superstar. And Brazil look like they could be going for 5 here. Whipping into the box, that was, I believe, to be Wendell. And Vinicius Jr. again. Steps over, looking for it again. The Samba doing a little too much, and the ball just goes straight out of play. And referee and Vinicius is having a little bit too much to talk to. But I think Vinicius can kind of come on. He was trying to do too much of the theatrics, and the ball literally went out. And I think Vinicius just likes to fight. He's one of those Brazilians. Yeah, he's definitely talented. He does too much of those tricks, which I can definitely appreciate. But he does too much of those. He does too much of those tricks. You know what I mean? Okay. 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 All right. Anyway. So we will see a few changes. It'll be Rafinha, Douglas Luiz, and this year, like I said, Ondrick did make a few runs as well, but we will see him potentially coming on later on. Maybe not, but Douglas Luiz, who will be going to Italy now after a swap deal with Aston Villa. Will be joining onto the pitch, and Rafinha will be playing as well. And Bruno coming off the pitch. Interesting. I think Bruno had a decent game. I don't think it was truly. I mean, you know what? I take that back. I think Bruno had, from a scale of 1 to 10, I'll say a 6, because he was doing. I mean, again, what the issue was, I think, was more so Gomez, who was going too forward, because it was, again, the lineup and the way that this Brazilian team was structured. It was mostly a double pivot. So you have your DM. Both your DMs are supposed to stay back and be like the heart of your midfield and just stay in that heart of the mid. But when you have Gomez pushing forward and then you have Bruno who's supposed to stay your DM, stay back. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, Gomez just goes too far up. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of and so it kind of leaves the Brazilian midfield a little naked in midfield, especially in the counter attack. So kind of you can see why there's kind of little open spaces for them for Paraguay to attack. And Vinicius again with a bit of a counter attack for them for the Brazilians themselves. Rafinha trying to service Vinicius Jr. But despite being marked severely, Vinicius still gets to it. Great pass there from the Barcelona man. And the Paraguayans, they look a little defeated here. As we see here, Julio, Incisio, Alex Ares, and then Matias Espinosa comes off. Ernesto Jimenez, Adam Barbenio have left the building. And we do have Alejandro Romero as well, who has joined joined in the ranks as well. Again, let's see how this works for the Paraguayans. Triple substitution. Anything can happen for them. I know it's 4-1, but at least one goal back, again another one to kind of split things. Why not? But at this point, the Brazilians have this thing done. They got the 3 points that they needed, and I believe with this score line, they just need one more goal. And if they and obviously there's gonna be more goals when they take on Colombia, but yeah, this game, all they need is to score maybe 2 goals against Colombia, and then they will top the group, obviously, and then they'll have points too, which they'll win by points and of course win goal difference. But really, now that I think about it, goal difference really doesn't matter when it comes to that game against Colombia, because the winner gets first place in this group either way. So I mean, I don't even know what I'm on about. It's a foul call there. Brazil quickly taking the free kick. And it will be a quick pass, actually. And it'll be another substitution for Paraguay, their 4th one. And Ondrick is set to check in, as well as Andreas Perea. Paraguay is set to introduce Ramon Sosa. Little backstory on Sosa. 24 years of age. Yeah, he is a winger. Did come through the River Plate Academy, not the River Plate of what you're thinking of. but the River Plate of Paraguay, they came through their academy, and they will and he has played for a few notable names in South America, and one including Olympia, the biggest team, one of the biggest teams that is in um, uh, that is in Paraguay. God, excuse me, it's just been a brain fart today. Um, but it's one of them ones. Now, if we go to Brazil, we now introduce Andreas Pereira and the young Ondrick. We shall see how he does in this game. Rodrigo comes off, Ondrick will check in for him, and Vinicius comes off, and Pereira comes in for him. We'll see what this young man can do. A lot of hype. You see this. You see the Brazilians are clapping him, giving him like a hero's welcome. The hype around this young man is huge. The fee for a youngster of his age is absolutely incredible. What was it, 50 to 60 million that Real Madrid pay for a kid who was what, 16? Is just no one has even thought of that. This kid is touted as the next big thing, and here he is again. Here he is trying to make his first run. We have this is it. The hype for Ondrick starts now. Well, the hype is done for me. I think it's just now it's time for him to really deliver, because one, for the national team, but more so for him at club level, because he's playing at the biggest club, but arguably one of the biggest club in the world at the moment, and that is Real Madrid. And you know how prestigious Real Madrid is. I don't care about club allegiances. You know, when you think of Real Madrid, you think of prestige. And if you're a kid who just made that big of a signing, who has basically touted as the next big thing, as the next Neymar, who's been praised by Neymar, been praised by Dino, been praised by a lot of Brazilian legends, and been basically this media darling, and not only just in Brazil, and not just only in Brazil, but all over the world. A lot of pressure, but you have to deliver. So I'm eager to see how he does favor in Spain. So let's see how he does. Here's Danilo looking to find Richarlison, and I think it was Andreas Pereira who was trying to secure himself a goal, but gets stopped by what's I don't know why this keeps happening to me, man, but by Adarete, who was the one who did bring the goal back. Wait a minute. There's another fight again. There's another scrimmage, another Royal Rumble happening. This time it appeared to be Rafinha is in the mix this time. And it's a red card. There is a red card shown. But to who though? Is Douglas Luiz is down. But to whom? I believe this was to Villasanti, because he appears to have his head down. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of players just walking around and pacing and just spitting. So Douglas Luiz was tangled up, and there appears to be a fight. There was a bit of a game of footsies between Douglas Luiz But I don't know who this. And it was, I believe, with Cuba's as well. That's who it was. I'm sorry. And I believe the last kick that Cuba's did hurt Douglas Luiz severely, but I don't think it was that bad. Of course, from my end, it didn't look. It didn't look at that bad. But either way, Cuba's was given a red card. It went from bad to worse to what, why, just why, like it really, that's what really it has come down to for Paraguay. They are down to 10 men. 4-1, 83rd minute, 7 minutes left. Vinicius Jr. has also received a yellow card for mouthing off to the referee. I think that should have been given earlier because really Vinicius has been. This is nothing new though. He's been doing that for a lot of his games. He does that in Spain, and he's doing this a lot often in the national team. And I think it's very flipping annoying. And the Paraguayans, they just look unfazed. Maybe a few who look a little pissed off, but this really has been a disappointing result for the Paraguayan national team. La selección paraguayo, and I'm like, listen, and it sucks to see that, but you know what? Ernesto Caballero is set to check in. A little bit of tactics have done to kind of soothe the blow, but I don't think it really would make much of a difference. Unless Paraguay can somehow make at least a goal back. Let's see this again here. Balbuena was gonna make the shot. He made a great cross in the box, but couldn't find anybody in there, unfortunately, in the receiving end. Now Brazil are in cruise control. Just look at them now. They are loving every minute of this. They're gonna go into this Colombian game with a lot of confidence. But listen, let's not hate on Colombia so far. I think they have been doing very well in this group. We're gonna actually take a look at Colombia. Even though we have said earlier that they comfortably gained a victory against Costa Rica. It was 3-0. Let me see. We did say that it was Luis Diaz who did get a pen, and also David Sanchez, oddly enough, scored a double. Who would have thought that would have happened? I know Tottenham Hotspur tax, but still, he managed to really get that done. But if we're going to look at the past games for this, and well, what do you know? I'm gonna get my wish. I will see one of my Arsenal brethren in this lineup, in this tournament. I will see Eder Militao gone and bring in the big man himself. Big Gabby is set to check in. Let's go, Gabby. Yes, son. Oh my God. Is it a goal? It's got to be two. It's got to be seconds for Paraguay. And it's been ruled. Wait, is it ruled offside? It has been ruled offside, ladies and gentlemen. Terrible. Credit to Brazil. They play the offside trap. They're playing chess. Wait a minute. The referee is pausing the game, and it appears that they could be going to VAR for this. I don't know. I don't understand why. I mean, they did play the offside trap pretty cleverly. I will say that much. I don't think there's a really need for that to go to go to VAR or anything. I mean, I would like for it to be a goal to make it a bit interesting, but no, that's not a goal. I mean, what's really the need for that? But ladies and gentlemen, if we want to really evaluate Colombia as they do take on Brazil in just a few days' time, that's going to be that's going to be a big game coming up because that's going to really take that's really going to really see out who's going to be on top of Group D, who's going to take the number one spot. You saw here, Colombia have been pretty much perfect so far. They had a close victory against Paraguay. They nearly edged out Paraguay. Then again, the aforementioned comfortable victory against Paraguay earlier this evening or earlier tonight for those across the pond. But on Tuesday nights, that that game is going to be electric against Brazil. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that one. Getting back to it again, Paraya now trying to find Wendell, and he does. And Brazil are just just maintaining possession as much as they can, and brilliantly as they will, because listen, they're winning 4-1, and they look like they're trying to get to at least looking to find the fifth one to very well be sending a message to Colombia, which I wouldn't be surprised. Good cross, struggling, looking for a shot there. I believe that was on looking for Vinicius Jr. And you see the Brazilians just loving Vinicius. And as a guy who has seen Vinicius live, um, he did do a charity game. He's played with a lot of legends, him and Dybala. Um, but seeing Vinicius live is actually pretty cool. Especially in that game, he actually put in 100%, and he was doing a lot of tricks. He was actually having a great put in a good performance, and so it was really a pleasure seeing him play. Oh my God! What a shot there from outside the box there from Rafinha on his left foot. It bounces off. It caresses the crossbar. Another look at it. Great touch there on his left. Create space. Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't bounce off the crossbar. It actually just went off. Wow. The Lulu land. But still, not a bad effort from him. Three minutes of extra time have been called by the official. I think it should have been less than that. Maybe like a minute extra time would have been enough, because I think the game's done. It's been done for a minute. But fair play to. Wait a minute. There's a fan. There was a fan who tried to. There was a fan who did try to invade the pitch. Fair play to him. You know what I mean? You gotta love the Copa America, man. You gotta love proper shithousery like that. You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't add time. Hopefully they don't add a few seconds because of that pitch invasion. Danilo again. Fair play to Danilo. I think he's been solid. I think he's been solid so far this game, despite playing for Juventus. I think he's been good for him, and I didn't think he would be that much of a leader. I don't think he would have that much influence in this Brazilian squad, to be honest, considering his age. But I think he's been pretty good. And ooh, that's a nasty challenge on Ondrik. Surprised that's not given as a red, to be honest, the way that challenge was. And Ernesto Caballero has been given a yellow. He's very fortunate because that was a harsh tackle. I should have been given a red, to be honest. And I believe the ref has called full time, and it is set in stone. Ladies and gentlemen, Brazil 4 with a with a double by Vinicius, Savio with his contribution, and Lucas Paquetá with a one penalty that he missed and one that he redeemed himself with. And then we have Andres when we have Omar Adarate, who has redeemed himself with his poor giveaway that actually led to Vinicius scoring his second goal at the end of the first half and kicked off the second half with Paraguay getting one back. You couldn't write the script better, at least until then. But again, I think Paraguay were okay up until Lucas Paquetá probably got his penalty. They were trying their best to get their momentum back, but unfortunately, it was not to be. Brazil, they were knocking on their door so much that it was just hard for them as hard for them to really much contain them. Vinicius was probably, in my opinion, the man in the match. He really was influential again for just starting attacks. For really was the one just being just an absolute thorn on Paraguay's side. That Paraguayan back line just really couldn't control Vinicius Jr. at all. Rodrigo really didn't do much. Savio, yes, he scored. A bit of an afterthought, I would say. Yes, it was a rebound, but he really didn't do much, I would say. Paquetá, penalty, sure, but he did give the assist to Vinicius' first goal. A very good assist, I will admit. But yeah, overall, this Brazilian side, I think they did all right. They may have to. I think the coach may have to address a few things in terms of that center back partnership. I think Militao and Marquinhos may have to find a bit of connection there with who's going to be partnering up in the midfield, because João Gomes, again, he just goes forward a little too much because Bruno just stays there in that DM position. It's supposed to be a double pivot, and Gomez just goes forward a little too much than what he's supposed to do, honestly. And again, when you're in a double pivot and you have your three attacking midfielders and your sole striker up front, it's quintessential just to have your midfielders to be in sync with your back line. And Gomez just goes forward too much. He shouldn't be. Because when Paraguay are on the counter attack, it just leaves so much space open. And we've seen that time and time again in this match, that Paraguay had many opportunities to go forward in the middle of the park, and they just chose the sideways pass, which is great because that's when they were attacking them much more so, because they were actually pretty good there attacking on the wings. So fair play to them. But again, it was not to be. But anyway, that clash against Colombia is going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that is tuned into the Man Like Will channel that has decided to really kick it with me here tonight or this morning if you're across the pond. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, come back tomorrow. I will be doing a few Euro longs here for Italy versus Switzerland and Germany versus Denmark. That's going to be epic. And yeah, it should be fun. Until then, I will catch you lot later on. Wait, hold on. Heard you say Amiron is a great player. What did you sniff? uh, I'm gonna address this in Discord vibes. We'll talk about it in Discord in it. But anyway, I'll catch everyone later. Big up in it.